And record. We're on. Are we on? Yes, we are. All right. Hi, everyone. So first thing, this video is going to be all about food, nutrition, blah, 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 blah. But first I want to say a lot of people have been asking me if my hair has grown. No, my hair has not grown. This is a wig. My hair is basically this length right now, so this, if it had grown this much in like a week, that would have been amazing. And the reason I'm wearing a wig is completely random. I have loved wearing wigs my entire life. For those of you who have watched my series with my sisters, then you will know that I have a wig addiction. For those of you tuning in for the first time, this here is oxygen. It's for pulmonary hypertension. Wigs have nothing to do with pulmonary hypertension. I just enjoy wearing wigs. So now that we have this out of the way, I wanted to talk about food very specifically. So basically I wanted to discuss my nutritional lifestyle when I was first diagnosed and then how it's kind of developed a bit over the course of 5 years. I tend to believe that all diseases are basically the same thing. I really do feel that everything stems from inflammation and that if we're able to calm the inflammation, then we're able to heal. So again, these are my beliefs. They're from experience. I'm not a nutritionist. I'm clearly not a doctor. All the things that I'm sharing with you are purely from experience. They are not necessarily scientific. Food in general is so controversial in terms of what diet helps what. That's gonna be one of my longer videos. I usually make my videos really quick because I get bored at the sound of my voice. That's not true. I talk a lot. But on camera, I always like to keep it quick. A lot of you asked me questions about food, and I have a lot of videos kind of scattered everywhere. I have videos at lifebychloe.com, which is my second website. I have videos on Facebook. I have videos on YouTube. There are videos everywhere, and I just thought I wanted to make one video that kind of encompasses everything, and I wanted to just kind of put it all in here so that in case there's a lot of confusing information, this can be the main video. So I receive hundreds of emails a month. Some are about food, some are about health, some are about people just really sharing their stories with me. Some are so inspiring, and some are, I get so many different kinds of emails. So many of them are about food and nutritional lifestyle. I had to pause because Dave came home and made a little bit of noise. For those of you who know this, please excuse my repetition. 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with severe pulmonary hypertension. I was in heart failure. I had pulmonary pressures of 180. Told that I didn't have much time left to live, told that I'd be on oxygen for the rest of my life. It was a very dramatic situation and it was very scary. So I continued to go visit with doctors. I was put on very low doses of medication because my body does not like medication, and instead turned to food to help my body heal. Here's the breakdown of my nutritional lifestyle. I'm gonna read it to you because I've written it out because I've sent it to a lot of people. So what I have removed: all animal products, no meat, no fish, no eggs, no dairy. All processed food and sugar is gone. No alcohol. If I had like one sip of wine, I'd be drunk for like a week. I'm so pure right now. No salt. This is a really big one. I'm just gonna read you guys what I write to people because this is basically what I'm trying to say. Removing it has helped me lose excess water and has reduced my blood pressure. I'm always careful when I go to restaurants because they use salt in everything. So I order salad with no dressing. I ask for lemon and use that as my dressing. And I sometimes ask for steamed vegetables. When I'm home, my salad dressing is basically lemon, cayenne pepper. Sometimes I'll add like paprika, cumin, garlic powder, but I stay away from salt. I stay away from vinegar because I actually have a sensitivity to vinegar. If you guys don't go crazy. No dried fruit because of the high sugar content. No peanuts because of the mold, aflatoxins, all the rest of it. No gluten, example, wheat, corn, barley, rye, spelt. So I search for gluten-free grains. My grain of choice, which is really a seed, is quinoa. I eat that a lot. I do not eat any ketchup, chutney, soy sauce, barbecue sauce, or mayonnaise. Sugar, I do not eat any white or brown sugar, cane, beet sugar, high fructose corn syrup. No juice from concentrate, no artificial sweeteners. I don't know if you guys can hear the baby crying outside. Salad dressing, I don't eat any commercial pre-bottled salad dressing. Again, I use lemon instead. It's basically lemon and cayenne pepper. I add it to everything. Cayenne pepper is amazing for thinning your blood, and it's an amazing anti-inflammatory. Lemon is very alkalizing to the body, which is very good for your body. Oils, I do not consume any oil, margarine, sunflower, canola oil, or butter of any kind. I want to talk to you guys for a second about Dr. Caldwell Esselstyn, who is a surgeon at the Cleveland Clinic and who did a study on heart patients where he basically completely reversed their heart disease using diet. So he wrote a book called Prevent Reverse Heart Disease. Did I just say that? If I just said that, there you go again. So his book, Prevent Reverse Heart Disease, I read 5 years ago and it really inspired me. So I don't completely follow his protocol. My protocol is actually a bit more restricted than his. For the first few years when I was diagnosed, I followed his no-fat or very, 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 very low-fat regimen because he believes that fat can harm the endothelial cell, which in the case of pulmonary hypertension, you don't want to do. So I do not consume any alcohol, any product that has caffeine, so no tea, no coffee, which is horrible, honestly. Like, man, on those days when you have no energy, there's nothing you can do about it, you know? Actually, I use music. Music helps me a lot to get me going. No candy, no chocolate, energy, and protein bars. Okay, so those are all the things I do not eat. Excuse me, my chair is very loud. Let's move this hair. Be funny if it just fell off my head. Things I do eat. All right, this list is very short. Okay, so you should be able to find all these things at any Whole Foods or health food store. I eat organic purely. I would suggest eating organic as much as possible so you're not dealing with pesticides, which again cause for your body to create more inflammation because they have to deal with the pesticides. And the body's response is inflammatory when you give it anything it has to deal with that it doesn't want to deal with. Examples of things I do eat. All vegetables, including kale, spinach, broccoli, cucumber, celery, squash. Side note, my green juices are generally cucumber, celery, cayenne pepper, and lemon. Again, very, very good, very alkalizing, great for lowering blood pressure, and great for lowering inflammation in the body. Then you have, oh look, I said that right here. If you get freshly made organic juices, have them combine celery, cucumber, kale, lemon, and cayenne pepper. I think I forgot kale, so there you go. If you need it to be sweet, have them add in an apple, and maybe you could do a green apple because it's less sugar. Cayenne pepper reduces inflammation and will help lower your blood pressure. It also helps to thin your blood. I literally add it to everything. Yes, that's true. I even add cayenne pepper and lemon to my apples sometimes. Or I should say, I dip my apples in lemon and cayenne pepper. So grains, I eat all gluten-free grains. Quinoa is the one grain, really seed, that I eat the most. I eat quinoa pasta, lentil pasta, black bean pasta, and my chair keeps creaking. So you guys can find these again at Whole Foods. I'll make some recipes at some point. I really just don't like cooking, which is why I don't cook. I eat all fruit, but I try not to eat too many bananas because of their sugar content. Again, sugar is pro-inflammatory, so fruits are great because of their antioxidants, but you obviously don't want to go crazy with fruit because they still are sugar, fructose. That's controversial too. Some people believe you should eat a ton of fruit, some people believe you should eat no fruit, and some people believe you should eat a bit. So because I don't know the answer to that, I eat a bit, which is actually very difficult for me because I'm a very compulsive person and extreme, and when I want to eat one thing, I eat 1,000 of them. Fats. 5 years ago, I took them out completely. Since I managed to get my pressures lower, I started introducing avocados, and every so often I'll have a few nuts. Garlic. It's thinning your blood, it's dilating your arteries. The best way to eat it is the most painful way, which is totally raw. And the little centerpiece, don't throw that out, that's the allicin. That's the part that actually has the magic in it. So if you're gonna eat the garlic, eat the whole thing. And what I like to do, it's obviously very painful, and if you eat garlic on an empty stomach, it makes you feel sick. I basically take like a red apple, a very sweet apple, and I chop up the garlic, and it sounds kind of disgusting, but I put it on the apple and I eat it. So the apple allows me to eat that garlic and chew it, and then the chewing is very important too because it has much greater effects when it enters your saliva. Garlic, best to eat raw if you can stomach it. Throw it in your salads in tiny pieces. Eat it on an apple. It will lower your blood pressure immediately. It also may make you feel very nauseous. Also, check out Temtchine. It's an herbal coffee essentially, so it tastes as close to coffee as anything I've found. Temtchine is Teeccino. It's completely caffeine free. It's made from chicory and a few other things. So to summarize, you're basically eating salads, fruits, beans, and gluten-free grains. Try to eat organic as much as possible. Also, try not to eat too much. The less you eat, the more chance your body has to work on things it needs to repair, because it doesn't have to deal with digesting all the food you put in it. Trickiest thing is going out, but there's always a way to make it work. I tend to bring my own food, and it's the least fun thing to do, but it will drastically alter your health. You really have to want to do this, otherwise you'll cheat. If you record for too long, the camera just literally goes off. It just gets bored of you. I did an experiment on myself. It was a lot of fun and very informative. Over the course of, I'd say probably about 3 years, I got my pressures from 180, they went to like 90, then they went to 60, then they went to 50, then they went to 32. I think 32 was the lowest they ever went, which was unbelievable. It was completely miraculous, being that they thought that I wouldn't even survive, a few days. So once my pressures went down to 32, I got very excited and I thought, this is a perfect time to reintroduce things like dark chocolate, which is my drug of choice, a tiny bit of coffee, and I also reintroduced nuts, and I also ate avocados. Obviously, in the normal world, these foods are very healthy, but in this world of my body, they didn't do very well with me. So, or I should say the chocolate and the coffee didn't do very well, and I ate them, felt fantastic after I ate chocolate for the first time. Felt fantastic after I had coffee for the first time. Over the course of probably about 4 months, I started to find myself much more short of breath, and I couldn't do my typical treadmill routine. And I did my echo, and turns out my pressures went up. And then I found myself with pressures that were much higher again. Then I resumed the original diet. My pressures went down again. So the reason I'm bringing this up is just because I've been able to see that with the food, at least for me, it's been so obvious, what the food has done to my body. Every so often when I feel really well, I'll have a little piece of dark chocolate, but I have a problem with mass consumption, so it's really hard for me to have a little piece of dark chocolate. I want to have like 15 bars. That is my struggle, and I call it a fortunate struggle because it means I feel well enough to be tempted, because I do have to say that when I really didn't feel well, I was not tempted, and the only thing that mattered, which still matters obviously, but was being alive. My running joke was like I would eat horse manure at that point to keep myself alive, which is the truth. When you start to feel better, I do find that you become more tempted. I've heard from a lot of you so far that you've actually switched over to a plant-based diet and you feel so much better. You guys have written me letting me know your pressures have come down. Like, it's amazing hearing from you. So please continue to let me know how things are going. You can always write me at lifebychloe.com, which again is my second life website. Let me know how it goes. I really hope this video has been helpful, and I hope you're feeling well, and I will see you all very soon. I just want to add one more thing. If you guys do switch over to a plant-based diet, I would highly suggest taking a B12 supplement, because that's one thing you really don't get from a plant-based diet is B12. The other supplements that I take specifically are magnesium. I take magnesium glycinate. It's an easier form to digest. I take vitamin D3 and I take B12. Those are basically my daily vitamins. Okay, that's it. See you soon.